If you live in southeastern Australia, this week we're going to see a big weather system moving in. It's an east coast low, and so with this, it's actually going to be focusing a little bit further south than many east coast lows do. It's going to be focusing down in Tasmania and parts of Victoria and southeastern New South Wales. But let's have a look at some of the details, because this system is going to bring areas of flooding, rain. We're going to see damaging winds, and also a lot of snow is on the cards as well. But let's have a look at, first of all, what is happening with the low pressure system that's impacted on Western Australia. It's going to bring a rainy change across the south, and then a cold front is going to cross Tasmania as well as we move through Monday into Tuesday. But then we're going to then see a more significant system moving through, and that's Wednesday into Thursday. And so you can see here we've got a cold front bringing this area of rain here, and then a low pressure system is going to form. In fact, there's going to be multiple low pressure centers with this complex system. You can see the red shading of both the winds and the rain moving through, and that's because we're going to see damaging winds. So gale force winds are going to be spreading across parts of the region. We're going to see heavy rainfall as well, and some places could see flooding. But the thing to remember around this is that the positioning of this system is quite uncertain at this stage. So the area with the heaviest rain and the strongest winds, it could be eastern parts of Tasmania or southeastern Tasmania. It could be eastern Victoria or even western Victoria or southern New South Wales. So we're going to have to be watching it quite closely through the next few days. But what is fairly confident is that the focus of the system will initially be down in this southeast area, and then it's going to drift up into New South Wales over the weekend. And with that, we're going to see areas of heavy rainfall, and the focus at this stage is most likely to be that East Gippsland region, where we've had pretty much drought conditions for the last few months. Very little rainfall. A lot of locations have seen about 15 or 20% of the typical rain that they would see by this point of the year. But the heavy rain could also be impacting on eastern Tasmania. So Hobart, we could see some flooding there, at least some flash flooding. In terms of temperatures, though, this is what we're seeing on Monday. So you can see quite a few oranges and yellows spread across the region, but that's all going to change as we move through the following days. So you can see the changes moving through, and we'll barely see any warm weather, especially from Thursday onwards, with a lot of those blue shadings. We'll see some gusty winds as well, leading to wind chill. So it's really going to be quite cold. So if you haven't gone out and bought some winter clothes, now is the time to do it, because it's going to be very chilly over the next few days across southeastern Australia. And even up in Brisbane, it's going to be a fair bit colder as well, with that cold air pushing up there by the weekend. But we're also going to be seeing snow as well. So low-lying areas are going to be seeing snow, probably as low as about 800 metres, maybe 700 metres in parts of Tasmania and Victoria. And up into New South Wales, we'll even see snow as low as about 1,000 metres. So there's a chance that the Blue Mountains could even see snow later on in the week, so Friday, Saturday, or maybe Sunday morning. That's the kind of key period, but there's a fair bit of uncertainty. We may only see snow down to about 12 or 1,300 metres, and that would mean that the Blue Mountains would not see any snow. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. But before all of that takes place, in Queensland we're going to see a fair bit of rain over the next couple of days, particularly in the stretch from about the Central Coast and just north of Rockhampton down to the Sunshine Coast across Monday, areas of heavy falls. Some places could see well in excess of 50 millimetres in a 24-hour period. And then into Tuesday, the focus of that rain is going to shift down into the southeast. So Brisbane, that's the day that looks quite wet. So we'll see areas of rain developing on Monday in Brisbane, but Tuesday looks to be a little bit wetter for Brisbane, and then northeast New South Wales also looks to have a fair bit of rain on Tuesday before all that rain pushes out to sea during Wednesday.
In international weather news, residents on Hawaii's Big Island have been told to brace for more volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. The ongoing eruption of Kilauea has triggered mandatory evacuations, with 8 cracks, some several hundred metres long, opening.
Residents on the southern part of the Big Island of Hawaii are facing lava, strong earthquakes, and toxic gas from the Kilauea volcano.
We're now up to fissure number 8. The bottom line is that we've got additional outbreaks of lava.
New vents developed and are spurting lava into neighborhoods. 1,800 people forced to evacuate.
The police came down our driveway and just said we had to get out.
Several homes have already been destroyed.
It was pretty much our dream home that we've been looking for all this time, and just knowing that We're not going to have a house. The lava might take it. My wife is still in tears.
The lava is not the only danger.
We also have elevated levels of volcanic gas here at the summit level.
Authorities are warning residents about toxic sulfur dioxide gas still pouring into the air. Officials are so concerned about the dangerous air quality, they've set up roadblocks to prevent people from getting too close.
When the environment is safe, we will be able to admit them back into their area.
The eruptions have been triggered by multiple earthquakes over the last few days, including a 6.9 magnitude quake Friday, the biggest in Hawaii since 1975.
This isn't stopping.
Your son.
No one has been seriously injured. Scientists say it's nearly impossible to predict how long an eruption will last, so residents are bracing for possible repeats of these natural disasters.